Diddy's son, Christian, aka King Combs, is now being sued, just like his father is. A woman filed a lawsuit against King, alleging that in late 2022, right before New Year's Eve, King her on a yacht. Specifically,
why Diddy's house was raided consecutively the way it was is because they probably got tipped off that they were getting ready to get rid of evidence. And now he's openly throwing shots, telling on himself that, hey, you guys forgot to raid the house next to our house. And in my own opinion, I feel like the only reason that he would feel ballsy enough to make a diss track saying stupid things like this is because he knows by now the evidence, whatever evidence they did have, is probably destroyed.
Is Jay-Z up next? Jaguar is now alleging that Jay-Z is actually a lot worse than P. Diddy, he's just more smarter and calculated. Jaguar alleges that Jay-Z also plays a part in grooming young girls in the early 90s, such as Foxy Brown and Aaliyah, to name a few, and you know who else, but I can't say her name because her fans are gonna go crazy.
So, at the dark heart of this deliciously sordid saga, we find none other than Sean Diddy Combs himself, hip-hop's erstwhile king, now facing a seemingly inexorable descent into legal purgatory. The man whose very name was once synonymous with success and clout now finds his kingdom under siege by the very authorities he's spent decades evading through webs of bribes and intimidation. But the flames licking at Diddy's Jordans were fanned most vigorously by his own progeny, the foolishly brazen Christian Combs. This ill-advised scion thought nothing of mockingly taunting the federal investigators, slowly tightening their coils around his infamous father. Like a newborn viper blindly striking at encroaching feet, the younger Combs took petty swipes at the law in the form of a vulgar diss track aimed at adversary 50 Cent. Oh, but the retaliatory venom that inspired my breathless ones. In a delightfully serpentine counterstrike, the feds leaked damning surveillance footage portraying Diddy in the most unflattering of lights, that of an aggressor savagely assaulting his former flame, Cassie. A decisive PR gut punch if ever there was one. Emboldened rather than chastened, Christian has continued flagrantly flinging his silver spoon-fed privilege in the face of the legal system.
Christian Combs alleged in his diss track that they missed raiding the house that they bought next door to Diddy's house.
Sound like when them Fetty boys ran in both our cribs. Too bad they ain't know we bought the one next door, cause that's the one they miss.
And I feel like the only reason he was comfortable putting this in this diss track to 50 Cent is because he knew that by now all the evidence would be discarded.
Dropping names and making overt threats to snitch should certain celebrities not come vociferously to his disgraced daddy's defense. And who are the most high profile on this filial extortionist hit list, you ask? None other than the Carter Industrial Complex itself, Jay-Z and Queen Bey. At one point, the bond between the houses of Combs and Carter seemed unshakable. Diddy and Jay were thicker than the gold bound around their bejeweled wrists, treating one another as family in the most fraternal sense. So much so that the Jigga-Man himself served as a sort of surrogate mentor to Christian, doling out the wisdom of the hard-scrabble streets that sired and forged their hustler's ambition. But how quickly the most vaunted of alliances crumble when the world sees your true character, laid bare upon the butcher's block of public scrutiny. As a parade of sordid allegations began lapping at the shores of Diddy's beachfront mansion, Jay-Z wasted no time in cutting all ties and sailing for more respectable waters. Their once toasted friendship curdled like week-old milk left gasping on the counter. And what tantalizing allegations these are, my gossipy delights.
Girls. Yeah, I could have put up movies. I could have showed the R. Kelly video that everybody's talking about. Fun of it, Jay's hanging out. When Jay and them was in there doing basketball boys, you can't tell me Jay didn't see a 14-year-old girl come in the studio and sit on R. Kelly's lap. No. You can't tell me, you want to sit here and tell me that working on that album, that he ain't never seen no 14-year-old girl come in the vicinity?
My belief is that anybody who's worked with him and been in his cipher has seen it go down.
You've seen it go down.
Yeah.
I've been around R. Kelly and I pay for that, brother. I've been on a tour with him. It didn't last too long, but I've been around him. I didn't see no 14-year-old, but I talked to the man and I've seen there's a little problem there. The brother needs help and I pay for him. But if I sit there and...
Whispers swirl of Jay-Z's hand in more than a few shadowy dealings and tragic incidents that smoothed his ascent up the success ladder. Could the mercurial MC have had a hand in silencing would-be paramours and industry luminaries whose stars burned too brightly in his orbit? The conspiracy theorists and underworld rumor mongers paint a dark portrait indeed of Mr. Carter, one depicting him as a Machiavellian mastermind who let no debt go unpaid and no slight unavenged. They whisper of his involvement with the Illuminati, dabbling in arcane rituals requiring sacrificial offerings of the human variety. His collaborations with the utterly disgraced R. Kelly are cited as proof of his complicity. Then there are the persistent rumors of Jay's wandering eye, and the untimely fates that befell those who threatened to bring such indiscretions to light. Ooh, I can feel delicious chills cascading down my spineless back just recounting such delectable dirt, can't you? And to think, once upon a time, Jay-Z was viewed as one of the more upstanding, admirable players in the hip-hop game. How swiftly the tides can turn when ambition and ruthlessness are allowed to trample ethics and morality. For Christian Combs dares to play an exceedingly dangerous game in threatening to reveal whatever piping hot tea he claims to have domestically brewed on his former uncle. Jay-Z is not one to take such gambits lightly if the more outlandish of rumors are to be credited. And no sooner does one escape the talons of his wrath than one is apt to find oneself enveloped in the even stickier webs woven by his partners in rhyme, the Illuminati. Then again, perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself here, indulging my own deliciously twisted fantasies a smidgen too greedily. After all, without hard evidence, such grotesqueries remain the stuff of myth and fanciful conspiracy, mere grist for the rumor mill, much of it emanating from the embittered ramblings of those left by the wayside of the Carter's juggernaut ascent to wealth and power. But one thing is undeniably true. Where there's this much billowing smoke, my voracious truth-seekers, there is undoubtedly a ravenous fire smoldering barely contained beneath the surface. The legions of skeletons long declared absent from the Carters' impeccably tailored closets seem now to be tumbling forth with sickening, inevitable force. So fan your fluttering selves liberally, for I have a distinct impression the ashen blowback has only just begun coating our freshed faces. More entertainingly sordid developments are sure to erupt from this delicious cauldron of scandal, and you can wager your entire nest egg that I'll be perched front and center, martini firmly in hand, to revel in every lurid detail. Lick your ruby lips in rapturous anticipation, my insatiable harpies. This is merely the amuse-bouche in what promises to be an extended multi-course banquet of betrayal, dissolution, and fame's bitter aftermath. I intend to gorge myself thoroughly on every succulent, forbidden morsel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You are watching Hot Gossip. Bye.